What's going on, everyone? Today we're taking a look at a lighting solution from Brightline, the ZELo Desktop Studio Light. The ZELo, right here beside me, looks to tackle some of the common issues and problems that you'll see with some of the other more common lighting solutions for your desktop that you see in the marketplace. In this video, we're going to unbox the ZELo, we'll put it all together, we'll talk about its features and capabilities, including the smartphone app that you can remotely manage it with, and then we'll do a little bit of a lighting demo using it myself so that you get a feel for the different settings and how to manage and use it. Let's dig in. Before we crack the box open, let's take a quick look at the outside of the box. We've got the front of our box here. It says ZELo on the front. You can see a little bit of the marketing program that's going on down here from Brightline, the hashtag Hello ZELo. And then as we flip to the top, you've got a carrying handle right up there, and flipping it to the side, we see the Brightline logo and branding here. The QR code is used for grabbing that Brightline Smart app from whether it's the iOS store or the Android Play Store, Google Play Store, sorry. That app can be used for managing lighting settings, etc. on the ZELo itself. So we'll go over that in a bit. Let's get this thing cracked open. Plenty of tape holding things in place going across the top here. We've got that base plate sitting at the bottom. It's got some weight to it. We've got a thick foam packaging to protect the device and its components during shipping. Make sure no glass breaks, nothing gets cracked. And we see the ZELo light itself with the arm and the connector that will go onto that base plate sitting right here in plastic. Then we can see we have our AC, our adapter components right here. And if we're not plugging this thing in the US, there are a couple different attachments as well to ensure that we can plug into our local type of power supply. Right down here at the bottom, we've got some needed screws and the Allen wrench type tool that we'll use for putting together the entire unit. And then we will carefully lift the ZELo itself out of the styrofoam. And finally, we'll pull the bottom plastic off, set it to the side, and we'll carefully pull the top plastic off. We'll extend the ZELo out so we can pull the plastic back over the entire length. Taking a look at all the components that we've got in the box, once we've unboxed them, the base plate right here, some snazzy little colorful branding, the light and arm itself with the portion that will, the controller box, I'm gonna go ahead and call it because we've got some touch controls here, an on-off button up here, and this will connect to our base plate. We've got the screws and the needed tool that will be used to attach the base plate to the lamp. And then we've got our power adapter and the different plugs right over here. Taking a closer look at the metallic base plate, again, this has some weight to it. It is designed to be heavy enough to where no matter which position you put the desktop studio light in, it will not flip. Flipping it over to the other side, we've got a rubbery neoprene-like surface down here to prevent the device from slipping around or moving on the desktop. A little bit of padding as well. And then of course the holes to attach the device to the base plate at the bottom. Taking a closer look at the light itself, we can see the light is protected by this plastic diffuser, ensuring that you cut back on any kind of glare from the device. Coming around to this side, we see that we can position the device in multiple positions with this piece right here. We can have the device horizontal, we can tilt it to be a vertical position. The height of the ZELo can be adjusted from the bottom 18-inch height all the way up to 30 inches. Simply adjust or loosen the collar and then raise the height of the bar up and retighten the collar to hold it in place. Taking a look at the back of the light, we have this built-in handle enabling us to have up to 270 degrees worth of tilt, allowing us to use the lamp for maybe a task or desk lamp rather than a webcam or streaming lamp. With the ZELo sitting firmly on the desktop, you can loosen the collar at on the bar itself in order to swivel the light bar in a more optimal direction should you need to adjust the direction that the light bar is facing. It can be swiveled up to 300 degrees. Coming on down the arm to the base area, you see that we've got an on-off button right up top here, as well as that Brightline logo off to the other side. We've got our touch controls for the warmth or coolness of the light and the intensity of the light right across the top there as well. Flipping to the bottom, we can see where we will attach the ZELo to the base plate through these screw holes right here on each corner. And then of course, bringing it around to the back, that is where our power will plug into the ZELo itself. To attach the base plate, that we see over here, to the rest of the light solution, we will be using the 4 hex screws and this hex wrench. And we will line up these 4 holes to the 4 holes on the base plate and get it screwed in. Now when you are positioning the base plate, make sure you put it on in the correct direction. Notice that we've got the directions right up front here, so this will be the front facing part of the box with the power cord on the back side. Given that, we'll probably want to put the branding facing forward as well so that you're not reading it upside down. That being said, we'll keep the branding up on the same side as the controls, and we will line up the holes this way. To do so, we will raise this up a little bit with the back side of the light resting nicely and softly on a surface where it won't scratch things up, and we'll simply line up our holes. With the light bar fully installed onto the base plate, it is now sitting still. It is not going anywhere. Additionally, you can purchase this optional mount so that the ZELo Studio Light can be fixed to the edge of your desk rather than sitting on the top of the desk. You mount it using the holes up at the top here and down at the bottom, just the way you would mount the base plate that we did earlier. Once the ZELo is mounted to this fixture, you put it on the desk and tighten that bottom grip. We would place it on the surface like so. You can adjust it for different thicknesses of desks. Once it is secured and in place, you are good to go with the ZELo mounted to the side of your desk rather than sitting on top. This also has a soft neoprene on the underside, allowing you to protect the surface of your desk, not scratching it up. With the surface protected, you simply tighten from the bottom and you are good to go. Now, we need to get the power plugged in so we can turn this on. Looking very closely here, you can see that we will be receiving the adapter that we choose. Since we are in the US, we're choosing these prongs right here. Just set them in, and they kind of set in and twist into place. You'll hear them, you'll feel them click when they're there. We're now ready to plug this in. This side will go into the back port for power on the box itself right behind us. With the ZELo plugged in, we can now push the power button up top. We are now illuminated. We've got light coming from the ZELo. Coming in for a closer look, we can see our intensity here of the light is turned all the way up to 100. However, the light is more warm than it is cool. We can also see that these are touch controls. So as we touch the surface, we see the light gets cooler, even cooler, all the way cool, and back down to warm. The intensity of the light can be turned down as well just by touching the bar. Or if you are just to touch the far end, it'll bring it all the way over. Coming back out to a view that includes the light bar itself, we'll demonstrate the various extremes that we get. We have our light turned all the way down with the warmth all the way up. That is a much dimmer, warmer light right there. If we bring that intensity all the way up, and then we bring our coolness all the way up, that is the far extreme. And then of course you can choose settings anywhere in between all along both of these bars. Using the app or Play Store on your mobile device, or using the QR code on the box itself, you can find the Brightline Smart app and install it on your smartphone. Here you can log in if you've already got an account set up, or you can sign up. Once on the home screen, we'll click on Add Device. We will click Auto Scan, and if we are connected to Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, then we will be able to discover the device. Once the ZELo has been added to the app, you simply push the power button next to its name and then the light turns on. You can push it again to turn it off. We click on the name and we're brought into the settings for this particular lamp. There are a number of pre-configured modes that it can run in to accommodate different modes like reading, working, nighttime, etc. You can click through each of those and see how the lights adjust to meet the appropriate settings for that particular time. If you click the edit button on either of those pre-configured scenes, you can change the different settings for those pre-configured scenes so that they're convenient for next time. Toggling the buttons at the bottom allow you to go from pre-configured settings to customized settings. Here we can use our fingers to slide the intensity and the warmth or coolness back and forth to adjust the light to a custom temperature that we need it to be. Finally, if you hit the edit button at the very top, there are a number of settings that you can take a look at. Very importantly, you have Alexa and Google Assistant integration built in and device updates as well. And now a quick demo of using the ZELo Studio Light in an actual desktop scenario. Right now we are capturing the screen. This is a Microsoft Teams meeting with only me in it. This is a rather dark lit corner if you're taking a look at the camera angle from the back. Not a lot of great light happening here. On screen, my face isn't the brightest. I've got a lot of glare on my glasses. I'm wearing glasses, which kind of helps for this a little bit here. And we're gonna reach over here and turn the ZELo light on. Now, keep in mind that you can use your app to manage the light, to turn it on, and to adjust the colors as you need to. But already you can see we've got a rather warm setting here. Already you can see I am lit up better. My face is a lot more visible. We have cut down on a lot of the glare in the glasses from the screens, thanks to the diffuser and the way that the ZELo is designed specifically to help cut down on some of that glare. And now we're gonna go in and just adjust some of these colors. We'll turn this to a cooler effect. You can see that's a little better. This feels a little more natural light. If we want to turn that intensity up a bit, we can reach over here and turn it up even more. And as you can see, I get illuminated even brighter. And there you go. That is using the ZELo Studio Light. You see it on a desktop. One other thing I want to point out using the camera angle from back here is we've got it positioned kind of behind our laptop, behind the monitor, and it is raised. You can see we've extended the height a little bit to go above not just the monitor here, but above the webcam, and then we've tilted it downward a bit so that it's kind of aimed right at my face. That way we are getting a well lit up face. We have cut down on all that glare coming off of the computer that we previously had, and I am able to be seen a lot more brilliantly, clearly. Whether or not I am exuding brilliance, that's another topic. But there you go, the ZELo Studio Light in action on the desktop. So now that we've got the unboxing, setup, and demo out of the way, a couple quick observations I want to leave you with. First, the ZELo is meant to be more of a fixed lighting solution. It's a bit heavier, got a bigger size to it, and with that comes greater flexibility and capabilities. That means it is meant to sit on a desktop and be utilized in that space for the most part, rather than being picked up and carried around from place to place. It's not meant to be a small, limited use, mobile lighting solution. This is a robust streaming desktop solution. Second, because it is a larger fixed device, you have power that is brought via a cable that is physically plugged in, rather than using USB to charge it. I think this is great because if you ever use the charging lights, you know that after a couple different meetings or a couple different streams, that light will randomly go out on you if you don't remember to charge it between uses. With the device constantly plugged in, you never have to worry about that. Third, flexibility. Lots of flexibility. Not only can the device be repositioned, moved around, tilted and panned in all kinds of different directions, raised, lowered, but there is a huge amount of flexibility in the lighting settings itself. Lots of pre-configured modes, as well as a whole array of warmth, coolness, intensity from low to high that you can choose from with the actual light settings themselves. Well, there you go. I hope that you found this super useful. If you did, subscribe with that subscribe button below. Please share it on all your favorite social networks. and I hope that we will see you back here for the next product overview.